What's going on YouTube? My name is Mike, coming to you from Health and Wealth. Thanks for tuning in tonight for a special edition of a Yieldmax breaking news. For anybody watching this video, you've probably already heard about it before, but the time is on its way for a Tsly reverse split. We were all thinking that this reverse split was going to happen. We just weren't too sure when it was going to happen. A lot of the Reddit and the internet and YouTube were saying probably around the $5 mark. But here we are, we're getting to it early. So we're at around the $8.40 mark right now. So yeah, the reverse split's going to be happening coming up. So this video, I just want to go through the email that we received as shareholders of Tsly. And I thought no better place than YouTube to go over that. So before I get started, I just want to make sure we fully understand I am not a financial advisor, just here kind of sharing my own story. So before we jump into this, I had an original target of 1,000 shares of Tsly. I was getting pretty close. I recently bought, I think, 6 more, so I was at around the 743 mark of shares. So that will be affected by this reverse split by Yieldmax. We'll talk more about that. Now, because of the rumors that we heard that a reverse split may be happening, I changed course just a little bit and started to buy some Tsly shares. So I'm pretty happy with that decision tonight. So I currently own 6 shares of Tsly. Now that happened since the last video I post. So I have 6 shares of Tsly, 743 shares of Tsly. Yeah, I wanted to get into Tsly itself. It's a company I definitely believe in and want to be a part of long term. My goal for Tsly is to get to 10 shares. So this Friday, I plan on making that happen. And so I'll have 10 shares of Tsly, and then with Yieldmax's 2-for-1 split, I guess it's 1-for-2 split, we'll be reducing the shares of those 740 by half. So we'll go through the email here from Yieldmax. Oh, how'd that get there? There's my little emblem for my YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing, by the way, to the 55 that have chosen to do that. Much appreciated. Thanks for liking the previous videos, even watching them for the entire thing. Brand new channel, so I definitely appreciate feedback. I appreciate the contributions, the subscribing. That goes a very long way. So thanks for that. So let's keep it rolling here. We have Yieldmax announces tonight. I got the email around 5 o'clock Eastern, a 1-for-2 reverse split on Tsly, TSLY. Let's go through it here. So Yieldmax, Tsly, 1-for-2 split. Coming up here, you can see on February the 26th, Tsly will begin trading as its post-split price on such date. The total market value of Tsly shares outstanding will not be affected, though, as a result of this reverse split. So that's good to know. Whenever people see reverse split, they automatically panic and think, oh no, the share value is going to go down because the amount of shares I'm going to have now is fewer, but the value of those shares stay the same. The reason this reverse split is happening, there's a few reasons out there. Tsly itself has had a bit of a slump for the past 2 months, coming down in value, and so that's the underlining stock for this ETF. So when that goes down, Tsly goes down. Another reason is every time that Tsly pays out a distribution, the amounts that they pay out, that comes right out of the NAV or right out of the ETF price. So for example, this last distribution was 40 cents per share, which is pretty good, looking at around that 50% range, but annually, but that came out of the price of the share. So because of the stock price of Tesla coming down, because of the extremely lucrative distributions coming out. That's why this ETF price has come down so far. So that just means that we are working on fewer shares, but it also means that the distribution that they're going to be paying out should be better, should be more lucrative, as essentially we take this share price from, let's say, $8.30 as an example. That's going to go up to $16.60, thus also potentially doubling the distribution that comes out. I like point number 3 here. Will a Tsly reverse split affect the value of Tsly shareholders' investment portfolio? No, Tsly reverse split will not alter the rights of or value of a shareholder investment portfolio. The table below illustrates, among other things, how a hypothetical dividend before and after 1-for-2 reverse splits of a hypothetical ETF does not affect such ETF's hypothetical dividend yield. Should have been doing air quotes that entire time. This example is provided for information purposes only. All right, let's take a look at it. So you can see before the reverse split is the top up here, and then after. So number of shares owned 200. ETF NAV is $10. Value of the investment $2,000. Monthly dividend paid per share 10 cents. Total monthly dividend would be $20 or a 12% yield. And then after the split, we have here the shares are in half, right? Because we're doing a 1-for-2 reverse split. ETF NAV is $20. Value is still the exact same, no change there, which is reassuring for those of us that have never been through a reverse split. Monthly dividend then would be doubled to 20 cents per share. You're getting the same distribution as you would if they had not of split. So that's good to know for sure. Will the Tsly revenue or reverse split impact Tsly performance? Without reading that, it could, because people will get nervous about reverse splits and when does it end, and rightfully so. I'm thinking the same thing myself. So every time we get a distribution, the NAV or the price of that ETF comes down. Where does it end? Are we just going to have another reverse split, a year and a half, 2 years from now? If I take a step back, I kind of think about Tesla itself and where it's at. So if Tesla does one of its classic bull runs, then Tsly is also going to have a good run and bring up your dollar cost average. For me, my current dollar cost average is $11.78 per share. So, whenever this reverse splits happens, that's going to change that, I guess, right? So when Tesla has a bull run, I like to say when, because, I'm assuming that they're going to make that happen. That's just going to bring up the price of Tsly. I've been saying depending a lot in this video. There is a lot going on, and depending on what Yieldmax, the people at Yieldmax do with their funds, this ETF could go up, and of course we've seen it go down with what has happened so far. So if Tesla has another one of its bull runs, we hope that Tsly also goes up. However, we have noticed that the people at Yieldmax are sometimes a little too close to the share price of Tesla with their cover call strategy. So meaning that if, let's say, the Tesla share price is $184 and Tsly says, well, we're going to do cover calls at $186. So that's a $2 upside. So if Tesla goes on a bull run with 10, 15, 20% up, then we don't really reap the reward of that upswing. But we do see the disadvantage of the downswings. So that's why owning Tsly is definitely important for you to know what you're getting into before you purchase it. For me, it was the first high yield that I got into, and I really enjoy the large sum of money that we get every month. So usually around the 9th of the month. So I just got my dividends a few days ago here. So that's why I'm with Tsly. It's a combination of believing in the company of Tesla and having the ability to have some income come in as well. I think that's a huge benefit for somebody like myself who's looking to retire as soon as possible. Let's continue on here. Let's talk about fractional shares. For me, I don't have any fractional shares. My company that I invest with, Questory, doesn't allow that, which is fine. So I'm going to kind of skip through that. Let's see here. And that's basically about it. It's talking about fractional shares here on this this portion of the slide. Did they need shareholder approval? Nope. Will the split result in a change for Tsly? No, it won't. But yeah, an investor should carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, fees, and other expenses carefully before investing. A prospectus or summary prospectus and other information about the fund can be attained by going to that website. Read the prospectus or summary prospectus carefully before investing. Highly recommended on that one for sure. Just to review what we've gone over here. So reverse split happening 1-for-2. The date is February 26, 2024. So that is 13 days from today. So we will see a big change in our portfolio the next day, that's for sure. For those of you that have the 1,000 shares or more, that's going to be a big dramatic drop in amount of shares, but also a massive increase in share price. So tell me in the chat down below in the comments, what are you planning on doing? Are you planning on purchasing more? Are you planning on getting more shares of this, or are you going to take your distributions and take your money and run? Let me know in the chat or the comments below. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take my distributions for a little while and I'm going to put them elsewhere. I'm thinking QQQY might be a really great place for me to start to build a position in. I currently have 33 shares of QQQY, so nothing too crazy, but it appears to be holding steady. QQQY follows QQQ, the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ has been doing, fairly steady over the last few months here. So I think that might be a good place to take my distributions. For me, I'm going to keep every single share I have of Tsly. I'm going to hold that long term. And then down the road, we will see how we get or where we get to, and we may invest more down the road. But I think for now, I'm going to focus on getting those up to 10 shares of Tesla, and then I'm going to try and get to $500 a month in distributions with QQQY next. Again, let me know what you're going to do. Hit that subscribe button if I provided you with any entertainment tonight at all. And I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in to Health and Wealth. My name is Mike. I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye for now.